We're at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Don't say nothing.
They'll run it here. This is James White. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
15 line. Check back. Put up. Check 20. Leo. Hey, alert 3. 5.
Second and 5. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Hey, Charlie. Go.
He'll look to throw. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Edwards. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
54 Mike. Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's White. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the run. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time.
At their own 29-yard line. 50. Lady. Right there. 56. All day, baby. All day.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. Check 31. Check 30. 70. Stay 50. Stay 50. 56. Mike, 56. I'm scared. What happened?
To throw on 2nd and 6. Stafford, and he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a first down. Jeremiah Tauchu, able to record his 5th sack of the season. On 1st down, Stafford here. It's caught by Bryant, and this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Fournette running out of the gun. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
To throw is Stafford. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
Let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right here. Check three, check three. Joker, 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 joker. Say. Lucky.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
Check. Fresno. Hard. Check three. Clear. Get it.
Back to throw here. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's first and 10.
Check. Hey, lock it.
First down, here's White. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Going right side is White. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
Great play. Yellow 80. Yellow 80.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Stafford. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs. Watch the twist, watch the twist. And Mike, 55. Check. General West. Watch the flood, watch the flood, watch the flood.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better block?
And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me 20. 10. Hey, shoot.
To throw again. Stafford. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's got this down to the 35. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 35.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. You jet bombers. You jet bombers.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
56, Mike, 56. Bravo.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Watch the curve. Hey, box truck. 56, right there, 56. I don't think you got it, son. 56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. 53, ready. Mike 56, Mike 56. Hey, Alpha. Defense. Get on.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been there starting.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Leonard Fournette. His third touchdown now on the year as his guys are on the board first here tonight. After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And some space here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll run on first down. White, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Hey, watch that. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
2nd and 13. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
A big play there on the catch and run. 49 yards. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Stafford dancing to his left. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 yards on the play, first down.
He's not like 7. 56. Hey, exit. 56.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Go. 56. Watch the pass.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock,
And now here is another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Fournette trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. This will be caught by Brown. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Antonio Brown, as the first half is winding down. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Hauschka with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
They go play action here on 1st down. Goes underneath here to White. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Get that quarterback at all costs. Go. Ringo. Let's go. Mike 51. Mike 51.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
You ready? You ready?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Again, it's Fournette, and he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Come on. Alert!
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. They'll roll him out right. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Now Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Now Fournette. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third.
32. 56 to Mike. Hey, wahoo!
From the gun, here's Stafford. Going deep here for Bryant. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They stay on the ground with White. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with third and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. He'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up second and 10. Second and 10. Being chased out left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half. No quit in him.
Zero.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. On second down, they'll run with White. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Hey, high 7.
They'll look to throw here. Well, he's going to look end zone here for Pettis. Touchdown, Packers. Dante Pettis, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you'd think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Stafford now 9 of 17 through the air. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. Brown with his stick skills. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. On the run, it's Fournette. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man. It's Brown. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 29-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Brings up 3rd down.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the gun, Stafford. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Jamison Crowder, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Hauschka adds the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's the Wisconsin native and former Badger, J.J. Watt, able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Packers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd down and 12. He'll set up to throw. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. Touchdown, Packers! Dante Pettis. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers get a score closer.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his 2nd touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep them in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 22-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs.
It's caught inside the 25. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 58 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And now this pass brought in by Brown. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. On the draw, this is Fournette. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Safety screen. Alert! Hurry! 56, Mike, 56.
Hey, Delta.
Here we go. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. I got one. 56.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford rolling to his right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Packers on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now back to throw. And it's complete. Hooper. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. They'll look to throw, and finding the tight end Hooper. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. He'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. They'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Back for the offense. Let's go. Good dash. Come. 36.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 40.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, but now it's 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
This is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
This is Fournette. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. On third down, Fournette. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find two scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And he's going to go down as time has now run out on this game. So this one a victory here for New Orleans, and never an easy thing to do, no matter how good Green Bay is, what the year is, to come into Lambeau and get the victory, but they did it.
You're not just battling the team that you're playing that day. You're not just battling the crowd that's in attendance in that game. You're battling the history of the franchise. You're battling the ghosts that swirl around that place that help spur them on to victory. It is an unbelievable atmosphere. The most historic place in the league, and you have to make sure you stay focused on your task. Otherwise, you can get easily distracted.
Yeah, hats off to them for keeping that laser focus and getting the victory. So for the Saints, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have